This week on Silver Screen,
football,
ice bucket,
and school spirit.
Good afternoon, Dutch Fork. Today is Friday, September 12th.
And your Silver Screen report starts now.
Anticipation of tonight's first home game, this week students and staff put Dutch Fork spirit on full display.
Daniel Hudson gets amped.
From star-spangled headbands to unstylish socks, Spirit Week took Dutch Fork by storm.
It's a fun week for students just to kind of be funny and not have to dress boring like they normally do. It'll be fun.
To dress up for Spirit Week because it gets everybody pumped for the game.
Spirit Week, well, a lot of my friends don't do it because they think it's lame, but I think it's a good way to show support for your school.
The chance to add some uniqueness to their wardrobes is one students everywhere take advantage of.
Tacky Day is probably one of the most used for Spirit Week, and then there's the Spirit Day, but I haven't really heard of the Hawaiian one or American for Spirit Week, so it's pretty cool.
Spirit Week is always planned to happen right before a big game in order to get Dutch Fork hyped up.
I think Spirit Week's important because it gets everyone really pumped for the first home game and just kind of brings everyone together, and no one's really discriminated because everyone has fun and no one judges you and you just do whatever.
This has been Daniel Hudson for your Silver Screen Report.
The SAT word of the week is exuberant, an adjective meaning filled or characterized by a lively energy and excitement.
Students recently started Dutch Fork Reach, a student ministry that begins its mission next week.
Josh Imholt spreads the word.
Dutch Fork Reach is a new club held on Friday mornings in the auditorium where students can experience Christian ministry.
The purpose of Dutch Fork Reach is to get to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. It's to reach out to the other students in this school and to really get to love on them and to share the gospel.
Reach is a thing we're starting this year. It's in 4 schools now. It's in Lexington, Spring Hill, River Bluff, and Dutch Fork. It stands for Reaching Everyone and Celebrating Him. It's just a Christian organization.
So it's going to be a ministry that meets every Friday morning at 7:20 in the auditorium. Most weeks we'll be giving out some kind of free food, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
The purpose of Dutch Fork Reach is to have a positive influence on the daily lives of students.
The goal is not really in numbers, the goal is not really in what we're doing, it's just the goal is an impact, and seeing how the school can change, seeing how the school can be changed because of this ministry.
I think it's important just to get the gospel into the high school, just using this turf, for students to have the opportunity to spread the gospel now instead of waiting until the future. I think it's important for students to do that now.
Through its message, Reach hopes to have an impact on students' lives for many years ahead.
My goals for this year is just, like I said, just students to find their identity, their true identity in Christ, and that's pretty much it for me.
I'm most excited about this year is to experience life change and just be a part of something so big that it will stretch on for many more years to come.
This has been Josh Imholt for your Silver Screen Report.
Yesterday, your 3A teacher should have checked your iPad to make sure your iCloud is on and you're enrolled in this year's Tech Tip group.
Here's why that's important.
Technology Integration Specialist Susan Applin and the rest of the tech team created the Tech Tip Edmodo group as a way to help students with any iPad problems.
Tech tips are the only way that we as a technology staff have to communicate with students about technology. So it's important because we want to reach every single student with technology needs.
Backing up information is one of the main problems that students have had this year, even though it was covered in last week's Tech Tip.
Things would include not having backups turned on, because sometimes at iCare they do have to reset the iPad, completely erase it, and if a student's backup isn't on, then they'll lose the information that they have.
Backing up is a huge deal. The Tech Tips provided information about backing up all of your documents that you may need, and then students have lost documents because they've either reset their iPad or had something happen to it.
Issues previously covered resurface when students do not look at the weekly Tech Tip.
I have trouble setting an account for iCloud. That's kind of hard to do. If I had a Tech Tip for that, that would be beneficial for me.
We do end up trying to fix a lot of problems that would have been resolved through the Tech Tip or could be resolved through the Tech Tip.
Tech Tips can provide new ways to use and enjoy your iPad.
They're not things that just suggest answers to problems you're having with the iPad. They can also suggest awesome things that you can do with the iPad if you follow the tech tips.
It gives you like a better idea of how to use your iPad, and it can help you if you're confused or don't know what to do.
There are a couple ways to stay informed and keep up with the weekly tech tip.
I just want to make sure that all students know tech tips are available through the Edmodo group, and then also if you do have a district issued iPad, you can download the tech tip apps through the app catalog in the internal tab.
If you have not already joined this year's Tech Tip for Students Edmodo group, ask your 7B teacher for the code. This has been Ariana Mount for your Silver Screen Report.
On Tuesday, Apple premiered the new iPhone 6, the Apple Watch, and an update on its iOS software.
Michaela Baker checks it out.
Apple's live keynote premiered on Tuesday, releasing a new line of Apple products. This new line includes iPhone 6, iPhone 6 Plus, Apple Watch, and iOS 8. The iPhones will launch September 19th, and the Apple Watch will be available early 2015. iOS 8 will be released on September 17th. This year, students are able to download iOS 8 freely on their iPads. Please do not do this at school, but on your own time. Once the update comes out, you will go to Settings, General, and hit Install to install the update. You will be prompted to enter in your passcode. Please keep in mind to have your device charged while installing iOS 8. This has been Michaela Baker with your Silver Screen Report.
By now, most of us have heard of the Ice Bucket Challenge, but do you know why people are dumping water on their heads?
We got some information about the ALS Society and its mission, and took the challenge ourselves.
Water, ice, and loud screams from water-drenched individuals. The Ice Bucket Challenge has become a worldwide phenomenon over social media. But what is this challenge really about?
The ALS charity, the Ice Bucket Challenge, is to raise money for the ALS Foundation, which is also commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Genetically, like, you're predisposed to it, but there has to be an external factor that comes into play. They don't know what this external factor is yet, and they do not know what the genetic predisposition is. So they're raising money to figure out why people are getting ALS and also what is a possible treatment. They can treat symptoms to make you more, I guess, relaxed and cope with the symptoms, but there's no treatment for it.
To see our entire Ice Bucket Challenge, stay tuned until the end of this week's show. This has been Malik Brazil with your Silver Screen Report.
For this week's Kids in the Hall, we asked students about their experiences with the Ice Bucket Challenge.
I think the ALS Bucket Challenge has been a good thing for everybody, so they can know about the cause for it. It's also been cold too, because I've done it before.
I thought it was good and fun. It's something fun to do, and it's a way to get involved, and it's for a good cause, so why not?
I think it's good that it's not arbitrary and it's for a cause, and I think it's funny as long as I'm the person who's not getting the water dumped on them.
I did the Ice Bucket Challenge, and I thought it was for a good cause.
Although the Foxes suffered a loss at Allen High School last week, the team hopes to improve its record when they play Boiling Springs tonight.
Jamie Gilbert Fitzpatrick sat down with Coach Knotts and a couple of the players to talk about last week's visit to Texas in the upcoming season.
Even though they lost 58-53, the experience of playing a nationally ranked school still enriches the Silver Foxes.
Honestly, probably the greatest experience I'll ever have playing football. Like, I remember just running on the field with my quarterback, Tate. We were all about to do extra points, and we're just talking like, win or lose, it's a great experience for all of us, and it's definitely going to benefit us in the long run.
It was a really different experience than in South Carolina. In Texas, we take football seriously here, but in Texas, it's like a religion down there.
Well, you know the saying, everything's bigger in Texas. I believe it's actually true. Every high school stadium we rode by was huge. Everybody had artificial turf.
With heads held high, Foxes don't let the loss hinder their season.
Against #1 team in the nation, I think we played very, very well.
On defense, we need to improve on our coverage skills. That's one thing. I think we had a lot of wrong coverages by getting the calls wrong.
The guys played hard, they had fun.
But overall, we played very well against the #1 team in the nation. We only lost by 5.
The loss motivates the team to improve for their upcoming season and road to state.
I think it's going to be a great year, and I think that we got a real chance at having a repeat.
I'm very confident that we've prepared well and that we practiced all summer, and I think we're going to have a great season.
We're looking for the long term, but we've got to improve immediately if we're going to get to our long-term goal of a state championship.
This has been Jamie Gilbert Fitzpatrick with your Silver Screen Report.
Now for some announcements.
Alec is in need of tutors. If you're interested, see Mr. McGee in room 109.
PTSO is selling spirit gear on Tuesdays during all lunches.
iPad makeup is every Thursday during all lunches. See Miss Applin in the Media Center.
If you're interested in joining Junior Citizens, see Mrs. Vastus in room 238. Applications are due today.
And don't forget, our first football home game is tonight against Boiling Springs.
We'll have an overview of the game and the new Foxy on next week's show.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Friday. So this is Lacey Jeter.
And Malik Brazil.
And we're doing the Ice Bucket Challenge. We nominate
Coach Knox,
the Dazzlers Dance Team,
and the newspaper stuff. All right, you ready?
Yeah. Okay.
He got you good. Now he really got you. Go ahead. Oh, sorry, I said it again.